Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 274 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Fantastic. If this is the first time you're seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, except next week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games and also sometimes movies. If you like that, make sure to like the video, subscribe it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. What'd I say?
I don't know. Subscribe it with your friends or something.
Okay. Subscribe and share it with your friends, family, and everybody in betwixt. Do I even mention how well the last few have been doing?
Nope.
Okay. If you really like us, you can go over to patreon.com/2playercoop, where for just $1 a month, you can get the podcast 1 day early live. I don't know why I just said that. The podcast will go live 1 day early and all these stack. For $5 a month, you can get a bonus episode every month. For the $10 affiliate tier, you can watch us record the podcast live, just like our buddies are right now. And for $20 a month, if you're crazy, you can give us that, and you can choose the bonus episode topic and record it with us if you so choose. Just like our affiliates, James Solar, Sarah Solar, John Tingley, and Derek Bamford, as well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Vernon Slayton, and Dustin Downs. And away we go.
Good question, Derek.
I didn't even know they did still have it.
Thing.
So did somebody just win the championship, I'm guessing?
Oh, I forgot it was Monday. And then why do they occasionally just have a match for it? Like, it's 24/7. We don't need to have a match. Just
bring back
stupid.
the hardcore championship.
Yeah.
But it's PG, so if you like cool t-shirts and the like, also known as merch, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. As we were just talking about in the pre-show before we went live with our patrons, make sure you go and check out what the hell was Kevin Owens wearing on his head.
I don't know. It's from last week because I haven't opened Twitter since
then. Now it's not even going to be a match. It seems like Stone Cold's just going to confront him and stun him, and then that's it. Is what's going to happen.
RK Bro won the tag titles.
Who was the champ? I don't even know.
I don't know. Oh, Gable and
really?
The other guy.
Alpha, whatever.
I think.
Make sure you check out our review of The Batman. The first 12 minutes or so are spoiler-free. The rest are spoilerific. We give you plenty of warning before we go into those. Also, this makes no sense for our patrons that are watching right now, but by the time this goes live, make sure you check out our newest episode of Versus that went up just yesterday as this goes live. Again, we apologize for the Avengers. That episode was horrible. It was just garbage. There's light reflecting in the picture behind Sean. Nothing's wrong there. Well, it's because Sean's leaning forward or something. Or it's because I tripped over the light today when I was going to the bathroom. Because this is also where I work. But, yeah, there's no way to hide the lights because I can't hang them on the ceiling or anything. Yeah. It's because I tripped over the light. That's why. So, yeah, no podcast next week. I will be gone for spring break. My kids are off. The wife is off. We're going to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
What are you doing in Chattanooga?
Down to Chattanooga. That's close enough.
What does that do in Chattanooga?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to Jess. But I know the hotel we're staying at is right on the river. It's a beautiful view. So even for that, I'm cool. The kids are just like, we got a hotel, and there's a pool, and there's breakfast. This is awesome. That's all they care about. It's like,
sweet.
All you can eat breakfast and a pool. So they're happy. We're going to do stuff around town and do whatever. So yeah, no podcast next week. Sorry, patrons. We will be back after that. Hopefully, based on rumors, we will have, by the time we get back, a nice, meaty state of play to talk about. Or hopefully we will get details on... We'll have details on Spartacus, is what I assume, as well as maybe at least a window for God of War. What was wrong with the Avengers episode? James, the only thing that was wrong with the Avengers episode is that the game sucks. So go watch it and like it, please, because no one's watching it.
It's awful.
It's just they're bad games. They're horrible. Derek knows. He commented on the video. They're just, it's not a good game. Even if you play a good version of it, it's bad. So yeah, go back and watch that. Thank you, James, for supporting the channel. Sean, anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. Let's get into it.
So, I don't know how long this episode's going to go.
Yeah, it's a slow news week.
It is
This is
beyond
going to be a
slow.
lot of just gushing over Elden Ring again. So
I have 2 news items, and neither of them are really worthy of it, but I had to have something. Derek knows the game is trash. I assume you played nothing else.
nothing.
All right, before we get into our extended thoughts on Elden Ring, some other details here. Elden Ring in the UK, I would love to know why their retail sales come out like as soon as the week ends. Like, it's just boom. Here's how many they sold. It was this, whatever. No, we didn't compare it to Avengers, James. If that would not even be fair. That would be like comparing me to Captain America. It was the biggest UK launch since Call of Duty Vanguard in the UK. It also sold 2.5 times as many as man sales as Horizon Forbidden West.
I mean, it's on 3 times as many platforms, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
That was the SNES and Genesis versions. Yes. Thank you, John, for bringing James back. It was the biggest non-COD launch in the UK since Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, I should say COD or FIFA. I forgot to write that down.
Yeah.
But FIFA's huge over there. It's also the strongest first week for any From game in Japan ever. And it got all the way up to Steam's 6th biggest concurrent launch ever for total players. This game is nuts. This game has legs. I don't feel like this is going to go away anytime soon. So I right now am 20 hours in, level 56. You are. Don't be ashamed.
46 hours,
Okay.
78.
Level 78? Now, I will say I ranked up from 46 to 56 today on lunch because there was a good exploit that Sean sent me to farm runes, and it is amazing. The one thing I will say about this game, though, your level is only part of the solution.
It doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't help that much. Like when we killed the dragon, I think I put all of it, which was only, I think 5 or 6 levels at the time. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7, all into strength. I'm like, I'm going to start like just 1-hit kills everywhere. And I'm like, I'm doing like 25 more, like things that used to take 4 hits now take 3 hits. I'm like, so yeah, the leveling up, it's not, I mean, it is a marathon. Like, between leveling up and leveling up your weapon, like, my sword now.
Oh, I maxed out my sword after 3 times. I was like, well, shit. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm +3. I cannot go anymore. If I go over to the blacksmith to the anvil thing, I can't level it up.
It doesn't show up?
No, it says you've maxed it out.
What sword?
The one we start with, the broadsword thing. Isn't that what you're using?
That's what I'm using.
Well, what the hell?
You need to get smithing stone 2. There's like different levels of smithing stones.
Right. When I go over to there, now maybe there's other ones. Maybe it's just because that's the only anvil I found is the Church of Ella or whatever it's called.
That's why. You can't go to that one. You have to go to the round table, whatever. And there's a blacksmith there.
Okay.
Go to him.
Well, that's what I got.
Yeah,
that's what
anvil,
I'm doing tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, you got it. Well, I mean, you don't really use...
No, but
How much are you using it?
On enemies that I don't want to waste my magic on, I use it.
Okay.
Like, I'll switch to the shield, and I'll just go...
I would guess you've got plenty of smithing
I've got
stone
a
2s,
lot. I've got a
if
lot.
not 3s.
And I've got 4s, I know. I don't know about 3s, but...
So you might be able to level up. There's definitely been times where I'm like, okay, Google, where can I find smithing stone?
Well, that's what I was doing with the
3?
golden seeds.
I was like, I go to this cave. There's a whole bunch. Okay.
Okay.
Where can I find smithing stone 4? So go to that cave. So mine's all the way to, I think, plus 16.
Holy crap.
So I'm on smithing stone 6. I've gotten a somber smithing stone 7.
That's what I need for the katana that I can't get because that boss is
So there's like the somber smithing stones.
Did you ever go there? I forget.
Where?
To fight the thing that has the katana thing that you said I should get?
Oh, no. the magma worm or something.
Oh my God. It is such a small arena with a gigantic salamander that's like, there's lava coming up out of the thing, and he 2-hit kills you. I can't summon anybody because no one cares about that thing. They just care about the big bosses. Big bosses. I can't beat that thing. I want that katana so bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. We need to figure out one night, like, hey, go over here.
Yeah,
I'll call you. Yeah.
But yeah, so I need smithing stone 6s. I'm pretty sure there's also 7s. But in Bloodborne, you could go up to 10. There's like Bloodstone Shard.
Oh, okay.
That was like smithing stone 1. Bloodstone Chunk.
Yep.
Which was like smithing stone 2. And then Bloodstone. What did I just say?
Chunk.
Blood Rock or something like that.
I do feel like they got pretty. They're like, it's a smithing stone 1, 2, 3, whatever. Who cares? Yeah.
So I don't know if it goes all the way up to like 20. I'm already at 16, but I can't find any more of the 6s that I need. I know they're out there. But
so
like,
what damage do you do right now if you go up to a regular enemy? And I know it's different enemy by enemy, but like if you were to go kill one of those soldiers in the opening region.
If I do my hold L2, R2 thrust thing, which I always try to do whenever possible, and I think it also matters.
Is that the only magic you're using? Pretty much.
I occasionally use like the magic, but I'm like intelligence 10, I think.
25
so it's only
26.
doing like, depending on the enemy, like 60 to like 110. But yeah, my thrust thing, especially when an enemy's not paying attention, again, maybe it depends on the enemies, but the ones I'm fighting now, it'll do like 600 or 700. And like a normal just R1 will do 200 or 300, and an R2 will do like 500.
Okay.
But
I don't think I'm going to do anything more in strength, but I do want to do that. I want to get all the smithing stones I can, and just so when I have to use the sword, or if I get up close to a boss, whatever, I'm not just going.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I haven't been to that guy. So I'm stuck on 2 different, I think, optional bosses.
Okay.
So far I've been to 3 bosses in this game that to me stand out, that are not just big guys that you dodge and, whatever. There was the second dungeon.
Have you fought one of the dragons, like for real?
The only dragon I've fought and beaten was the one in the first area, the Dragon Burned Ruins or whatever, like right near where you start. There's like that kind of lake thing in the middle. There's a dragon down there.
Huh.
But yeah, I've come across 3 bosses that I feel like are different. There was the second dungeon boss, which kind of reminded me of the 3-1 boss from Demon Souls, like in the church.
Oh, God. Does it have like mimics or whatever?
No, but there's something kind of like that.
So wait, so what castle? Are you in the 3rd or the 4th, or what are you in?
I have no idea. I don't think I've gotten to the 3rd. Like, I'm in a new area, but I don't know if what I'm doing... I don't know if I should have been somewhere else before where I'm at. I don't know if this is all just bone... Like, I don't know...
I'm going to play... Like, I'm going to... Once I keep leveling up, I'll get up to 70 tomorrow, maybe. I'm going to just go with the guy, like, okay, where's the second castle? I know you told me where it is, but like, okay, after you beat that, what should I do? Where should I go? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this game's so big. I love exploring the world, and that's the big thing. What were you asking Goldfarb about? That boss that he beat?
That's the other boss. Okay. One of the 2 bosses that I'm stuck at right now. I'm pretty sure that's optional. Okay. I'm like
so
almost
that's
100%
not
sure
a dungeon.
It's optional. No, it's like the end, or I don't know if it's the end, but it's part of like a NPC quest line. And I don't want to like ruin it. Like I may have just ruined.
You could have
else.
talked. You ruined the podcast. You ruined my nostrils. Yeah. Do we need to take a break, like the office ladies? Every 5 minutes, let's take a break.
This boss, I don't want to like spoil anything, but
what did you have for dinner?
Fish, tilapia.
Are you sure you didn't have one of my burritos on the way up?
This boss, I can't even think of his name now. I don't know. Whatever.
Roderick the Gilbert?
I was going to say Roderick. Oh, I'm gonna come back to that. Anyways, it's a very different boss than anything I've seen. And it definitely has kind of a feel. You know how in Demon Souls, every end of a level chapter, I don't know what you want to call it, was like the big boss, and they were always different. That's how this guy, he's got that kind of feel.
But so where did you find this guy? Like in the world?
It's way southeast. It's in that like red area, Kaled or whatever. It's down kind of that way. But you'd go there as part of this, or I went there as part of this quest. Yeah.
Oh, I killed the guy on the boat. I'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, he shows up a few times. But he's easy.
Well, okay, he's easy, but I got him down, like, I killed him, like, I took off, like, a third of his life, and then he disappears, and all these skeletons keep coming back to life.
If you don't kill him right away, he'll disappear, and I don't know what.
I ran away, and then I turned around, and then it's like, all of a sudden, he's back, rowing his little boat.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while for him to.
It took me, like, 20 minutes to beat him, not because he was tough, but just because he disappeared, and I had to keep killing these skeletons who came back to life. Continue. Tibia Mariner.
So there's him. The other boss that I'm stuck on that I'm not entirely sure. It seems like he's the last boss of the area that I'm in, but I don't know if it's actually a quote unquote dungeon.
Huh. So like an overworld dungeon kind of thing or something?
Kind of, okay. Yeah. Well, no, there's a lot inside. But,
okay. Does he have a cutscene when you found him?
So
and a mist and all that, or no?
So it reminds me of a combination of the 2-3 boss from Demon Souls.
What was that?
The giant dragon.
Oh, okay.
And the 4-3 boss, which was the giant, like, flying stingray thing.
Oh, 2-3 was where you go around the tower. That's the one you mean, right? Where
you
have
to get to, like, the ballista or something.
You just hit him 3 times, then he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in terms of scale.
Yeah.
And then the 4-3 boss,
awesome.
The flying stingray looking thing. So you probably fought him with magic. So I don't even know if you would remember. But
I know you could get a big sword.
That's how this boss is. There's a weapon you find there, and it's got like a special effect that only, as far as I know, only works on that boss fight.
Okay.
Kind of like the sword in Demon Souls where it like shoots like a beam almost. It's kind of like that. And I fought him, and I
Barkley's barking.
I got like co-op help, and I beat him. And then there was like a cutscene. I'm like, oh god. And no, I didn't beat him. That was just the first. Remember how when you fight not Godric? Yeah, Godric. And there's like kind of the cutscene in the middle, but that's just like halfway through his bar.
Right.
This like you do the whole bar cutscene, and he's back in a kind of different form. But he's huge. Like I think I could beat it, but I'm getting so frustrated just trying to find some stupid co-op help because I have to wait minutes at a time sometimes just for the gold rune thing to show up for me to request somebody's help.
And also when you summon them, it's
9
like,
times out of 10,
can't do it.
It doesn't work.
So I looked it up because
I don't know if somebody's just getting to them before I am. There are times where I like start to see it materialize. I'm like, ooh, triangle X, and it's like unable.
I think
to. I'm like,
especially
there's no way somebody got to that guy before.
I think especially if you're in an area where a lot of people need help.
Yeah.
Because what I looked it up because I was like, do I have to like turn off, like reset my network settings or something? They said no, it's just back in like when it first launched, they had network issues and stuff. But what's happening right now is it's working, but people are grabbing them before you can.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, especially when you're as bad as I am.
Right. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now. I don't really know what to do because I feel like I'm nowhere near. I think I'm a lot closer to beating that guy than the other guy. But again, I don't even know if that's where I'm supposed to be right now. So I don't know. I may just go back and level up some more. But what else? Oh, have you seen this thing? It's not proven, but it's almost a guarantee that George R.R. Martin.
Is he in it?
No. Oh. So many of the characters in this game, their names start with either G, R, or M. There's like Godric,
Margaret,
Rena, Raya, there's another guy, not Margit, but like
what did you name
Morgott
yourself?
or something? Sean, I can't remember.
I was like,
I didn't name myself
like,
anything funny.
I'm Kevin the Wicked.
I'm trying to look up a list of characters, but like Melina, Rena, Marika, whatever, however you say it. But yeah, there's so many names that start with like G, R, or M, and so they're like, okay, that's clearly George R. R. Martin's doing. But I'm loving this game. I cannot, as if the 46 hours that I've played in 10 days isn't a dead giveaway. This is one of those games, like I said last week, when I'm not playing this game, I'm thinking about
I fell asleep
this game.
thinking about it last night, yeah.
There are times where, like this morning, Madison, our newest daughter, she had her 2-month appointment. She had to get like shots and stuff. That was fun. But so we kept Kira, and then we just dropped her off when we were taking Madison to the doctor. But like, so I stayed at home, like, I'm not going to start working yet. It's just whatever. I had like a half hour between when I finished showering, when we had to go. Just fired up. And, I get what I can in. But I'm literally, anytime I'm not playing this game, I'm thinking about playing this game. I absolutely love it. Other than maybe God of War, I mean, this has already surpassed Horizon for me.
Yeah.
I don't see how this is not my game of the year.
Breath of the Wild might be this year.
Well,
then you're going to be where I was at 5 years ago.
Yeah. Also, I'm so glad, even though it wasn't that big of a deal, I'm so glad they got rid of the stupid weapon damage stuff from Demon's Souls. Like, that was never
my God, I forgot
deal.
about that.
You just go and repair it for like a few hundred souls.
No, but I forgot about that.
Every,
but again,
like,
so
5
why?
hours.
Why even have it? Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that's not in this.
So my thoughts, other than what I've already said, this game has finally clicked with me. Like I told Sean a couple days ago, or maybe it was just last night. I don't remember, when I finally beat Gilbert the Godfrey.
Oh, one more thing. Not spoiler by any means, but that stupid ulcerated tree spirit or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I found 2 more of them.
I found that when I was looking up how to fight this guy, I'm like, well, they're everywhere.
I've found at least 3 of them so far. And one of them I have not been able to beat.
Wasted my stone sword keys. I'm like, I don't even know why. I don't know if these are going to be important later because I found another one.
You can buy them.
Okay.
But
well, now it's easy to farm runes and everything. Oh, that's the one thing. So it's clicking with me because I did switch from a half and half build, as we were kind of talking about earlier, to a magic build. Makes all the difference in the world because I'm not good at this game. It's the only way I was able to beat Demon's Souls was to go full magic. So now I'm going full magic, all my upgrades. Like I was saying, I'm not doing anything in strength or anything like that. But when I was looking up, like, well, I've leveled up my intelligence a lot. Like I said, 25, 26, whatever the level is. I was like, I need better spells because I'm still just going pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
So I looked up Sorceress Selene, I think her name is, in the Waypoint Ruins, which is where the flowers are and crap. I remember this because when I beat the boss there, she was I got this, I had already got the staff. I went down there and all I could get was my little pea shooter like Cuphead.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about her. So I need to go back there, especially now that I can get runes super easy until they patch that, if they patch it. So now I know, or I think I know what spells I need to get because I was looking them up, and that'll make life a lot easier. When I'm doing, it'll take more FP. I hate saying FP. It'll take more MP, but I'm going to do more damage. I think that'll be good. This open world, I didn't really get it when we talked a week ago because I'd only played it for a few days and I sucked. The more I play it, the more I realize that like this is, not to be like pretentious, I feel like I've said that 5 times on this podcast. This is an open world like we've never seen before. Mm-hmm. First off, it is freaking gigantic.
It's massive, and there's a nice split between, like, it seems like there's stuff to do everywhere. Caves and merchants and catacombs and this and that, whatever. But it's also not crawling with enemies. Like, you don't always have to feel like on edge. And you can usually, especially out in the open world, you can usually see
jump
them
on
come
your
in
horse and
you
just
can
go
avoid
if you
it.
want. Yeah.
Like, I think it's a perfect mix.
Well, and I love the map too. Like you get map fragments that, I mean, you can go anywhere. If you can get there, I mean, it's not like Breath of the Wild where you can climb up and then it rains and you fall to your death. You can go anywhere that you can get to, especially once you've got the horse, you just go. The horse, which is really a horse goat, I guess.
Yeah, it's got like horns.
Yeah.
And...
Torrent. Again. Yeah, Derek Kazaa. That's what I would have named him, if I could name him. But you can go anywhere. Now, when you get to places on the map, like you unlock the fast travel points when you get a Site of Grace and all this other stuff, and that's awesome. Again, I love the fast travel in this. It's so good, especially in a game like this. Like sometimes if I get a lot of runes, I'm like, I'm out. I'm just map. Go back to the very beginning. X. Yeah.
Every time.
Every time before I die. But this open world is like, it's huge. Yes, I still have the tech issues, which I can't believe you're not having them. So I don't know what's going on.
So I'm now playing on prioritize graphics or whatever,
Really?
not performance.
Maybe I should try that then.
And maybe it's
because
like,
I'm not getting anywhere close to a lock 60 anyway. So
I feel like unless I've just gotten used to it now, I don't feel like I'm getting much less than 60 right now, even on graphics mode or whatever. Maybe I've just gotten used to it, and if I went back to performance, I'd be like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
But like, it either looks beautiful or I've just gotten used to it. But that's
the other thing. I've seen so many people saying that like, oh, this looks like a PS4 game or a PS3 game. You are probably the same people that when Breath of the Wild came out and the tree would fall and just go, boom. You're probably like, this is the most beautiful game I've ever seen in my life. Like,
yeah.
I just, it's whatever. No, it's not as colorful and everything as Horizon, but the art direction in this game is just something else. But I love this open world. It's there's like Sean was saying, there's always something. And the reason the map is so cool, like if you actually look at the map, once you get a map piece and you can look at it, that's what I was going to say earlier. You can either see things on the map, or once you get there and you just organically unlock things on the map. If you look at the map, you can tell where caves are.
Right,
where
you can see like
there's like a building,
and,
like
yeah.
So even before you unlock it, it's like, ooh, I can go there.
Right,
There's
you can
probably
kind of know like
whatever.
I want to go check that out. I want to check that out. Yeah.
I love it. It's just it's unlike anything I've played before. The castle. So it took me 25 plus tries to beat Margaret, also known as Peggy, also known as
Peggy Hitler.
Thank you. It's a dude, but like this dude is Peggy Hitler. It took me like 25. Like, I don't know if all the bosses, and I know you just said what you said, but like I'm wondering if all like the main bosses are gonna be like these giant hulking things with a freaking sword or something that has such a wide range of attack. Also, I'd leveled up my armor because I was like, I need more defense, and then I'm like dodging like
fat rolls.
I'm like, well, okay, nope, going back to just wearing my robe. I almost feel like I shouldn't even wear a robe at this point. Like, I need to be able to dodge as quickly as I possibly can.
From what I've read, the armor doesn't do a whole lot in this game.
And I like the way the Confessor or whatever it's called looks from the beginning, so I have no problem keeping that. But yeah, I finally was like, Sean had to tell me how to use summons, so that was a big help. And then I got the jellyfish like we were talking about last week. Then I figured out how to actually summon people, because the first time I tried to do it, I got summoned to somebody else's game, and Sean was like, that's exactly what I did. I'm like, great, okay. I was no help. Came back. I figured out how to do the level. I love that the summoning thing, you find those flowers. I know you said this last week. You find those flowers. You can go in the opening
pretty much
area.
have unlimited summon things. And what I also like is that when you use it, it only takes one from you if you
actually summon somebody.
Because otherwise I would have run out a long time ago. But
I'm now to the point, I think the reason it's clicking for me, because I was finally like Demon Souls for the most part, Sean helped me on Flame Lurker,
Armored Spider,
the spider thing. That might have been it. I beat the Fallen King or whatever by myself. That was tough. And then the final boss is just like a slug. You're like, beep, beep, beep. You're dead. Okay.
Yeah.
So I went into this being like, no, I don't need help. I can do this. Like, I do think this game is way more accessible than the other From games. But also, the bosses, I feel like, at least the two main bosses that I fought so far, are ridiculously difficult. So, like, how does Margaret, Peggy Hitler, and Gilbert Gottfried compare to I feel like the only thing tougher in Demon Souls was Flame Lurker. Like the spider thing was stupid just because it's you just you're in a friggin' hallway.
Yeah.
But compare to Flame Lurker and Bloodborne, which I only beat the first. Was Father Gascoigne the second or the third?
He was the first mandatory boss. Technically,
so the
Cleric Beast isn't
okay.
even. You could beat the whole game without even going to Cleric
Okay.
Beast. A lot of it is very relative. Like, I'd like to think if I went back to those circles,
Yeah.
and you can teleport.
Yeah.
First of all, I've gone back. There's one in the kind of beginning area that I still haven't been able to beat. He's like a big knight guy. But other than him, I've beaten every single one that I've gotten to.
The guy that I couldn't beat.
Yep. He was the first one I finally was able to beat.
If you block and he hits you, you still start bleeding.
Yeah, he was kind of tough. But but see, it's different for you. What I would do, I would run in, because until you get close, he doesn't appear, and he's kind of like
Right.
I can always get one in before he like even starts moving. So I get like one free hit in, which would do like I don't know,
Probably a
sixth
third
of
or
his
something.
damage.
Okay.
You know, like a good chunk. But anyways, I found one that I fought. I don't know if it's like just him again or like a more powerful version or what, but another Gilbert, like Dark Gilbert.
Are you serious? Like Shadow
And I'm like,
Gilbert?
okay, let's see. And he smoked me. So I don't know if it's like I underestimated him,
you
or if he was
overestimated
just
yourself.
way tougher than
Yeah.
I don't know if it's literally you just fight him again, or if I'm sure it's like a leveled up version of him. But
You can't use summons there, can you? On the portal things?
I don't think you
Yeah,
can.
I don't think so.
There's a wide variety of bosses in this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this one boss that's like they call it like the watchdog or something, even though it almost looks more like a cat. It looks like an Egyptian like cat statue and just kind of goes.
Well, that was the thing that I beat in one of the caves.
I fought him maybe 3 times now. And like anytime I see him, I'm like, oh, okay, this will be easy.
Yeah.
Like there's some bosses that
He gets stuck on the pillars and
beat-
stuff, and yeah.
the first try without really much danger.
Yeah.
And then there's some bosses that I just get stuck on forever. I beat the second dungeon boss on my maybe like 5th try, but it was like my 2nd or maybe 3rd try with co-op. Like I beat that boss way quicker than I beat Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yet we have our own names for all the bosses. That's fine. Gilbert the Godfrey. So yeah, there's a wide variety of bosses. Some I'm like, oh god, and then they end up being easy. And then there's some that I'm like, oh god, and I just get destroyed.
Yeah.
So, but your experience will be completely different from mine because you're playing with
Yeah.
magic, and so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You've got the benefit of if you do summon somebody, or if you just use your summon ashes or whatever, you can just kind of stand back while the boss is distracted and just pew, 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 pew. Now, eventually, obviously, that'll
Right.
draw them over to you, but I don't know. I think the good thing about this game is you can, until they patch it out, you can level up fairly easily. And it's not like it just breaks the game, but you can always just go and grind a little bit and level up and try again. And there are some bosses that like, I'll die. And then all of a sudden I'll beat it like without getting hit. When I finally beat that stupid ulcerated tree spirit or whatever, I didn't have to heal once. I think he hit me
Really?
like one time, like right at the end.
I can't.
And a lot of the times I'll look up videos for bosses that I'm stuck on. When I see people play this game, they're being way more aggressive than I am. And again, it's different with magic,
Yeah.
but like there's so many times where I'm like strafing around him and oh, he's about to attack. I better dodge. Okay, running. Oh God, run away. Oh, he hit me. Oh, run away. Heal.
Yeah,
like,
I need to
and
look
when I
up
see
the
people
fire
play it, they're just
salamander
getting
guy.
in there, just ba ba ba, and like dodging and ba ba. When I beat that stupid tree spirit thing, I was just up on him the whole time, just hit,
Really?
hit, and I would occasionally. It was like he couldn't hit me when I was right next to him, and like I probably had some perfectly timed dodges, but like I just smoked him. So sometimes it's just, and you've probably seen it in the bosses that you've done so far. You'll Margit or Gilbert or whoever, you'll fight him and get smoked. And then the next time you'll get him down to like 10% health. And then the next time you'll get smoked. Like it's all just, it's so just luck and RNG based sometimes that you just keep fighting them. And eventually you'll just have a good run. Or like Cuphead, the stupid like robot boss. You'll get smoked in that. And then all of a sudden,
like God of War, the Valkyrie
Queen.
Just,
just dodging everything.
Where
like,
you're just like,
yeah, it just kind of happens sometimes. And so,
well, I've only played one of the castles, but I love the first castle. It reminded me of Demon Souls because it was like the good and
the next
frustrating.
One will too.
But I think it's going to remind me of the one where you're like, there's all the like the octopus wizard, like the guy from
the third.
Yeah. The guy from
it's closer to that than.
Yeah. When you said that, I was like, it reminds me of
because you've got like the castles in this game, which are like Demon Souls 1.
Okay.
You've got all the caves and tunnels and stuff, which is like Demon Souls 2. And then you've got the second dungeon, which is kind of like Demon Souls 3. 4, it's 4. There's a lot of places I've seen that are kind of like the fourth level of Demon Souls. And
was
then
that
5
one going through all the caves and stuff with was that the spider 4-1?
4-1 was the one where you're like outside.
Oh no, that
and
was with the
raining.
skeletons and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of this game that reminds me of different parts of Demon Souls. I'll say that for sure.
But yeah, I love the castle. It gave me that feeling of I turn around a corner and then it's like, son of a, you scared, I almost pooped my
it's
pants.
So different from like the open world areas. Yeah.
But I love it.
Now, so I can't remember. Did you end up beating that knight guy, or did you just run in and grab the key and say?
Oh no, I got the key, and then after that, I was like, I went to bed, woke up the next day, and I was like,
you said I got the key, and then I wet the bed.
I wet the bed while I got the key, but then I went to bed, and I woke up the next day, and when I tried to play it again, I was like, okay, I run down here, whatever. Okay, got this guy over here, run back here. Okay, blah blah blah. I get here, and I walk in, and I start to walk in the room, and I say, and I was like, okay, that's where I got the key. I'm gonna go back this way. Sean said there was a door. I looked around, found it. And then I went from there. But I love also I love at least the first castle. That while it does feel like Demon's, well, and I guess this is how Demon Souls was too. And I haven't played Dark Souls or anything else. I mean, I played Bloodborne for a little bit. I don't even, did that even have dungeons, Bloodborne, or was it all like in the? I mean, it was more linear, I know, but like like the castle. Again, I guess it is like Demon Souls. It's a castle, it's a dungeon, but once you're in there and you start, you can go this way to get to there, and then you can go here and go down here, or you can just jump down here and hope you don't die, and then you go over here and then maybe climb up a ladder and do this. Like, I love how open it is, and it reminds me of the good
even in the
Demon
dungeons,
Souls.
it's still fairly open. Yeah, I think you'll like the second. Well, when you first get into the second one. I will say this. Wall Masters.
Do they take you back to the beginning?
No, they just kill you.
Oh, great.
But they're like big hand-looking things. They're the most annoying. Like, just run. He like comes up and he's like, boom, 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 boom. Like, as soon as you hit once,
that is
dead.
the one
you're
thing.
not going to be able to get away. Like, I just try to avoid them. They're so annoying. But once you're like, that's like inside, but on the outside area of the second dungeon.
Okay.
When you're inside of the second dungeon, it's a lot of just people like shooting like spells and crap at you that was just annoying. But you'll probably have an easier time dealing with them than I did.
That is one thing.
And I don't know, if you raise intelligence, does that up your like magic defense?
By a tiny bit, I think. Yeah.
Okay. But it's mostly just offense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is one thing, and I feel like this is every From game. There's no invincibility when you get hit. Like if you get hit and you get knocked down, okay, fine.
Well, but sometimes there is and sometimes there's not. There's sometimes where I get knocked down and then there's like a follow-up attack right after and it just doesn't touch me. But then there's other times where it does. Like before I'm even back to my feet and had a chance to roll away, right. I'm already dead. Like I don't understand when it's one way versus the other, but there's a mixture.
Yeah.
But it does seem like more often than not, you don't get that invincibility.
Okay. In my mind, when you're knocked down and then a hit doesn't hit you, I'm like, well, that's just because you're like...
You're flat and it went over you. Another thing I read, which I haven't really gotten a chance to try out, supposedly, so if you've got too much crap on and you're doing the fat rolls, it doesn't affect your jumping. You can still jump. And
So
I mean, I
jump
know
over
that
attacks?
to be true. So that's a way around. You can't really do your rolls much, but you can just jump. And supposedly somebody was saying, I don't know if they're full of it, you have a little bit longer of, iframes when you're jumping compared to rolling. So they were saying, don't even bother rolling in this game. You should be jumping more. So, and again, that's not affected by your weight, like how much stuff you
never
have
jump
equipped.
to avoid anything in this
Also, just jumping, again, you're magic. But if you're meleeing somebody, the jumping R2 attack is like really good. Especially
Have
if
you
you have the
leveled-
high ground, just like jump and like, yeah.
Oh my God, that reminded me. I saw on Instagram, I think it was Men's Humor, somebody burned a pizza and they're like, yeah, I screwed up the pizza, but I think I figured it out. And it was like all burned pizza and everything. And then there's a Lego Anakin and a Lego Obi-Wan, like in episode 3. And it looked like they were fighting in the lava. I don't know, man. Like I went from saying last week, I think I said, this is not as good as Horizon, to now I'm like, I know it's early and I've only played 3 games this year, but I'm like, I think I feel bad for Horizon, but I think I would put this over it right now.
I would.
Even as bad as I am at this game, there's something about that something just clicked over this last week. I think it was the whole summoning thing for me, switching to magic and stuff, but like, I love this game. It is definitely not for everybody. I still don't know that I can actually beat this game.
I mean, I do not yet have any reason to believe that I will either. I think I
you
will because I'm going to. Like I'm not.
Have you leveled up
gonna quit.
your stamina at all, or are you all strength and HP?
I started doing endurance, which gets you A, stamina, and B, increases your load, how much you can your wear, hold,
So does
whatever.
that decrease, like, if you get your endurance up enough, you don't do the fat roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're equipping stuff, you've got your total.
Yeah. It'll say medium load, heavy load.
Exactly.
Okay.
As long as you're medium or below, you're fine. But once
Okay.
you get into heavy load, that's when you start doing the fat roll.
Fat Nathan Drake. Oh, we still haven't seen Uncharted. I don't know. I really like this game. I don't know when I'm going to be done with it because, like, I want to go back to Horizon and get the platinum. But like I said last week, I cannot go back to that game until I either A, beat this, or 2, it beats me and I just quit like I did Returnal. Like, I will never play Returnal again. I liked it. Can't beat the second boss. Sick of it. It's going to haunt me. Just saying it now, it pisses me off. But I think, yes, but I think because that was so like bullet hell and like crazy shit going on everywhere over the screen, this is still like you can learn the patterns.
But like Returnal, you can't really.
There's no cheese. There's nothing.
Yeah, like
you got to
other
get
than-
good.
Yeah,
I hate saying that, but yeah.
I don't even remember how it works with the weapons, but I know you can find like weapons that have like different.
Yeah, levels.
Yeah, and I don't even remember how that all plays out. But that's really the only way you can just kind of.
Well, the problem with that
Get
is when you pick up a
better.
level, when you pick up a weapon, a weapon you don't want, and now
Yeah.
it's in the cycle, and like,
But yeah, at least in this, yeah, it's all about fighting enemies and learning the pattern and just being better next time. But in the meantime, you can also just get good. You can level up. You can power up your weapons. You can all.
well, but
that
that's
stuff.
and yeah, and that. But again, that goes back to what I was saying when we first started talking about it. Like, you can level up and do everything you want, but you still have to. At the end of the day, you got to get good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm level 56. It's not like now that I'm 56 instead of 38 when I fought Gilbert Gottfried. I couldn't go in there and just take him on myself because I'm level 56. I still suck. Like, you know, but now that I know that is, thank God you said that about the sword. So that'll at least help me when I'm not using magic. I'm going to go level up my sword. I'm going to grind for a whole bunch more runes. I'm going to buy better spells over from Serin the Sarissa.
I think if you can get that sword too, the katana, whatever, that will be huge. So whenever you want to play,
Okay.
I got to find. I mean, was it easy to get to? It looked like it was barely out of Limgrave.
I'll show you. There's two ways to get in there. If you go in the back way, I don't know how you get there, but if you go in the back way, it go there. There's you go in the back way, and then you're right there. There's a site of grace, and then there's the boss. If you go the way
it's not even
I
like
went,
a whole.
If you go the way I went, which is easier to get to, then you got to go through a whole thing, and I ran through a whole bunch of enemies because it was just insane to get there.
Huh.
But yeah,
Interesting.
but
I think that'll be huge because then with all your intelligence, that'll make that weapon.
But also,
really
so I
strong.
think for that Moonveil katana, I think I can only use somber smithing stones.
Yeah, it's one of the special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
if
what I
can
don't know,
get
I haven't
then
leveled
I just
up.
have to look at the map and just say, where do I got to go?
So I started thinking, I've got my sword, but I kind of want to look through my better weapons and see if there's something like you would think the somber smithing stones are the ones that you would level up the better weapons. But they're so rare. I think it's just like you use one somber smithing stone and it levels up. And you use one somber smithing stone 2 and it levels up. And then one somber smithing stone 3. And so I'm like, I haven't used any of them. I'm sure I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure I've at least got a 6 and maybe even a 7. So I'm like, is there any
Well, then you can drop them for me.
Well, I was like, is there any weapons I have that I want to go ahead and just level up? And I found I have another sword that looks pretty cool and it uses somber smithing stones. But it's got a minimum, which would be good for you, a minimum of intelligence of like 18. And I'm level 10 right now. I'm like, I'm not going to spend 8 more levels just to be able to use the sword. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. Then I thought about now that my strength is so high, I can probably use some of the bigger weapons.
Yeah.
And I can wield them, but my endurance isn't high enough to where if I equip that weapon, I'm automatically heavy load.
You're going,
so now I got to use a bunch of levels to up my endurance to be able to carry. So I'm like, there's no weapons.
See, I do think playing a magic build in this game or in Demon Souls is kind of like there's no difficulty selection, whatever.
It's the closest thing to
easy
easy
mode.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's
still
not easy. Trust me.
Yeah.
But yeah. I love this game. I thought I hated it, but I love it. Sean, that was a lot of time talking about Elden Ring. Do you want to get news of the week?
Let's do it.
There is almost no news this week, so that's why we talked about Elden Ring for as long as we did, dude. But also, we love it. Derek, I agree. I'll get to that in the wrap-up. We once again got more details on GTA 5 for current gen, not
next gen.
Because that would be the PS6 and the Xbox Series 360. So GTA 5 on current gen consoles will offer fidelity mode, which will be 4K 30 frames per second. Performance mode, which is an upscaled 4K at 60 frames per second, or performance ray tracing mode, which is an upscaled 4K at 60 frames per second with ray tracing. Why wouldn't you just go performance ray tracing?
Because it's not going to work that way.
Now,
they wouldn't even have
say,
the other mode. It's not like there's different levels of PS5s. Everybody has the same PS5. It either has a disc drive or it doesn't. But like,
one's going to be 45, one's going to be 60.
Yeah,
they both say
it may peak at 60, but
they
that's
both
gonna
say
run
they're
at 30.
targeting 60.
Yeah.
So
otherwise, yeah, of course you would always do that one.
Some other updates to the games. There will be faster load times, obviously. There will be increased population and traffic variety. Increased vegetation. What does that mean, John?
More vegetables.
Plants. There will be improved lighting, including shadows, reflections, and more. Improved anti-aliasing.
What does that mean, Kevin?
I don't remember. I feel like we've heard about that since PS1.
I remember that in like
Descent.
I was going to say Descent.
Yeah.
I was going to say like early PC games. I remember always seeing that in like the video.
I think it's something about the scan lines. And
it has something to do with the lines, but that's all I know. And whether or not they're aliased or not.
If they're against it.
Yes. They are pro or anti-aliasing.
Motion blur, more detailed explosions and fire and more. There will also be 3D audio support. You can transfer your story progress now on the Rockstar Social Club. However, if you start that process online, you only have 90 days to reclaim that save from when you start the transfer. So I don't know. I'm going to get this. At the point, I'm going to get it. Your GTA Online character will transfer when you boot up the game for the first time. There's still no pricing. However, today, Australia went live with pre-orders on PSN, and it was 15 AUD, which translates to $10 in America, discounted rate for the first 3 months.
Now, what do you mean it's on sale for 3 months and then it goes up?
So for the first 3 months, GTA Online standalone is free, and then this would be discounted. We're hoping
if it's that cheap, I'll buy it. I'm not buying the single player for 50, 60, 70 bucks. Like I don't care. If I can play online for free, that's all I need.
But it also seems like GTA Online is free. This is discounted. After those first 3 months, it's going to be around $60 to get GTA Online and GTA 5. So if you want it, and this ends up being true, just buy it when it comes out. Oh, and it is around 88 gigs or something on PS5. So it's about the same size it was on PS4. So Sean, where are you at? I'm going to get this. My thing is I don't want to do...
For whatever reason, I just don't know, especially this year where there's just so much crap going on. And I'm nowhere near done with Elden Ring, so I'm not in any rush to play this.
I still got to get the
messing
Horizon
around online.
Yeah.
To me, and I feel like I'm just being a cheapskate, but like in my mind, it's like $20. Is that if it's $10, $15, sure, I'll buy it. Maybe I'll play it someday. If it's like 20 or up, even though I'm sure it's a fantastic deal, I'm going to be like, I don't know. I don't know that I need this. If I can play online for free, that's what I do 99% of the time in GTA anyway. I'm fine just playing online.
But I will say this. I think the story in GTA 5 is so damn good that you should, at some point, you've had it on 2 consoles or just one?
Just one.
Okay. You should, because you got it with your PS4. You should play through it. It's that good.
I played through...
Fun. No, you should play
No, I know. I'm saying I've played through a decent amount of it. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. But I'm also like, I'd rather just play online and be me and just get to go wherever I want and just... I don't know.
You with your tattoos and gold chain and sunglasses and whatever your character was.
Yes.
Your mohawk. I'm definitely getting this. If when it finally goes live in the US, if it is just $10, the one thing I was worried about was like, I don't want to upload my story file, and then I'm like, no, if I'm gonna buy GTA 5, I don't care about my save file.
Yeah,
I want to play through. I'm going to play through the whole thing again, experience it for the third time.
Hours.
No, that's not true. The actual single player, I've only played it for like 50 or 60 hours between the 2 consoles. GTA Online was like another 400 hours.
Yeah.
I will definitely be getting GTA Online as soon as it's available. I think if it is $10, I will definitely at least buy it so it's there. And then when I either beat Elden or it beats me and then I get the Horizon Platinum, I'll play this.
What does Andy Bernard say? Andrew Bernard does not lose competitions. He wins them.
Or he quits them.
Or he quits them.
Oh my God. I don't know. Part of me is like, I feel like that's not even a real listing. Because Rockstar, I can't see them. Like, obviously, we know it's not going to be a free upgrade.
$10 or $15, whatever, that just doesn't seem
like them.
It's not going to go from $15 to $60.
Supposedly, the AU, the Australian PlayStation page says it will. To get GTA Online and GTA 5. It's probably after it's no longer like a free standalone thing. Well, who knows? But what they're saying is, yes, it bumps up a lot.
It's going to become the best-selling game ever if it's selling for $10. Because then everybody's going to be like, yeah, screw it, I'll buy it again.
Yeah, if you're talking copies, not dollars.
They'll sell 20 million copies.
Like, I mean, Minecraft, last update we got, I think they got to, did they get to 160 or 165 on GTA 5? I can't remember. But I mean, Minecraft is somewhere over 200 million. But the thing is, there's only like 22 million of these consoles in the wild. So only 22 million more people could buy it. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So I don't know. The next and last item on the news list is that apparently Housemarque is working on a new IP, and this comes from VGC. The next game from Returnal studio Housemarque will be a new IP rather than a sequel to last year's PS5 exclusive. In a new VentureBeat interview, Housemarque CEO and co-founder Ilari Kuitinen said the studio's next project is still in the conception phase. Third-person sci-fi shooter Returnal released for PS5 in April 2021 and was the Finnish studio's largest and most ambitious product to date, following 2 decades focused on 2D arcade-style shooters such as Super Stardust HD and Resogun. So basically what they're saying is, quote, the game is, quote, it's early days with us starting a new game and a new IP, concepting it out. We'll see what comes with that, end quote. Sean. What do you think? Somehow, by God, you got the platinum in this thing.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Returnal 2? And
No,
I still have never looked at like the story, but
I loved Returnal. I'm totally fine with that chapter just being closed. I'm totally fine with a brand new IP. And I don't want it to be anything like Returnal.
Okay, well that's my thing. Like Super Stardust, I think I played at some point. Returnal, I freaking loved. It was one of my favorite games on the PS4. I had it in my top 50 games of all time, I think. I don't think you did. I can't remember, but it was the best like side-scrolling shmup, like vehicular-based shmup I've ever played. It's so freaking good, and it plays so... Somehow that game plays amazing on the Vita, too. I cannot believe that happened, but it did. I still hope that with Sony buying them, they can make another quote-unquote Returnal. I don't want another Returnal. But another like AAA style of game like Returnal. And then have 25 people over here making Resogun 2 or something like that. But what are you hoping for with whatever the hell this is?
So what was the other game you mentioned?
Super Stardust HD.
So what is that like?
It's but it's more like a top-down. It's top-down, like you're going like. It's almost like. It's a top-down shmup, but it's not like scrolling or anything. You're going around this thing, and it's almost like Asteroids if you could move around with awesome graphics.
So it seems like that seems to be the common thread, is that all of their games are in some way or another, I don't want to say shmups, but like bullet hell, basically.
Hell, yes. And they made other games that were not as good. The 2 that came out after Returnal, I cannot remember their names right now, but they were not that great.
I do want, whether it's Resogun 2 or a spiritual successor to it, I want that. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I don't see that being what they're talking about. Well, I mean...
Yeah, Super Stardust is Asteroids. There you go.
I would hope they're kind of working on that on the side.
Yeah.
As far as what it could be, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a Horizon God of War style, like...
I don't want it to
action
be.
event.
I don't want it to be.
No. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I'm trying to think of what else it maybe could be. I wouldn't mind a Returnal style bullet hell kind of game that's maybe not roguelike.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good compromise. Like I'm nothing against Returnal. If it looked and played like Returnal, but you're not just dependent on RNG for what weapons you're going to get and
how the level gets laid out.
Right. Yeah. Something like that I think would be awesome. That would be my hope.
That's
Returnal
my ideal.
Light. But not
Get rid of the roguelike stuff, all that stuff. Just like you're going through levels. I don't care how many there are, whatever. I don't want procedurally generated anything. I don't want any freaking RNG. I want to be able to play an awesome third-person bullet hell shooter created by these guys that is not Returnal. And then I want them, like I said, 25 people, make Resogun 2. Right. And I would be just I would pay $70 for Resogun 2. I got Resogun for free. Most people did. It was right when the PS4 launched. It is so freaking good. It's so good that, like I said, I would pay $70 for a sequel just because they deserve it.
Yeah.
So damn good. Alienation, Nex Machina, and Matterfall. Yeah, the Alienation was the one that I actually played the demo or the beta, the demo something for, and it was not good.
Yeah.
Stick to Resogun. Now, Sean, it's time for the wrap up. Stalker 2 development is officially on hold because their team is based in Ukraine and they care more about their family's well-being and actually being alive. Thank you.
As they should.
I'm sure there are some stupid people that are mad about this because there are stupid people on the internet, but video games don't matter. They do not matter. What matters, especially if you're in the Ukraine, my God, like we don't get into anything like this on here, but obviously we are 100% behind Ukraine. Agreed?
Yeah, I don't see how there's a lot of both sidesing stuff that goes on in general.
Right.
I don't see, like, staying very far away from the Israel-Palestine stuff going on. I could at least see both sides of that argument.
I can for sure. Yeah. This there's one side.
Right. I don't know.
We are in the year 2022 and you see tanks rolling into a separate country just because my name is Putin and I want to reform the USSR. Like, oh my God. And you see the
Yeah, it's messed up.
So all our thoughts, prayers, everybody, it's just video games do not matter. Take care of yourselves. Also, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and I think Epic and some others have pulled games from sale in Russia. This is one of those things where I'm like, good for them, but also I don't understand the point. Like, are you trying to keep Putin from playing Gran Turismo 7?
Yeah, I don't really understand.
I know it's just like it looks good in PR.
It's one
and
thing
stuff.
to not buy their products, so you're not pumping more money into their
Exactly.
economy. But to just say, we don't want you buying our products, what's it really accomplishing?
This is one of those things
like,
I wouldn't tweet
it's
it.
not hurting Putin.
Right.
It's hurting just civilian people in Russia, and there are good people in Russia.
There's plenty good people that have been
like playing
protesting
video
by
games.
the dozens of
So,
thousands. Like,
I don't know. I get what they're trying to do, but
it doesn't make any sense.
It's a half a notch above thoughts and prayers.
Right. Like it's nothing I would ever tweet because it's just going to get, like, if anybody picked it up, be like, ooh, you're pro Putin. No, I just don't, like, what is this actually doing? And that's an actual question.
Yeah.
What is it doing?
I don't know.
Other than looking good for PR. I don't know. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Resident Evil 7 are all getting current gen upgrades later this year. It will be a free upgrade on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, as well as PC. All they've said so far is it will include visual enhancements. This makes me so happy. I did Resident Evil 2, Leon, and Claire. And then I started Claire A, but I never got to Leon B. When this comes out, hopefully we get, like, there's a respite where I can be like, yes, I will play Claire A and Leon B. I cannot wait.
I definitely want to do one more playthrough.
Resident Evil 3, I could not care less.
Yeah, I probably won't touch RE3. I'll probably play through RE2 again. Like, just one playthrough. And 7, I'll probably start. I don't know that I can't take that game again.
Just do the first hour.
But yeah, like, I would probably start a game just to see how it looks, see if it's noticeably better. But I would definitely play through 2 again, start to finish.
Yeah, 3, I don't think I'll ever play again. 2, I definitely would want to go through both the other way. I assume it'll be 4K 60. But I feel like, man, playing that on my base PS4 when it came out, it was already beautiful.
It was, yeah.
Like, I cannot remember what the frame rate was like or anything like that. But, like, and also, it's, especially Resident Evil 7 being now 5 years old somehow. I would love to see.
I'm curious to see what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I remember in the very beginning when you're just walking through the woods, everything is just very flat.
Yeah.
Like
You
there's
turn,
no
you look at a
depth
branch,
to
and
it
it
just
disappears.
Yeah. So like, are they gonna fix that kind of stuff, or is it just higher resolution, higher frame rate? Like,
Night,
I
John.
wonder how much they'll change. See you, John.
As Derek was alluding to earlier, Amazon is apparently in talks for a live-action God of War series. And let me just say, I don't want this at all. I want no part of this. I don't want this to be a thing.
In theory,
No.
I'm just saying, like, it should be good. It probably won't be, but it should.
There's a difference between The Last of Us with, like, actual people, and then there's God of War.
I'm not sure that live action, like, this seems better suited for the Castlevania treatment.
Yes. Everything video game related, yes.
Also, I know it's Amazon. It's not like Amazon. Like, it's freaking Amazon. But at the same time, I kind of would rather this be like Netflix or something. Like, for some reason, I just trust Netflix
With
it
Adi
more
Shankar.
than Amazon. Like, I don't know. I'm intrigued, but I do not have high hopes for it.
I don't want it. Forspoken has been delayed as of today to October 11th. I did think I'm still very interested in this game. I do think the last time we saw it, it was like, I don't know about the combat and I feel like the protagonist, I can't remember her name, talks a lot like Aloy does. Yeah. So I don't know, but I mean, a delay is good. Like a whatever, bad game is bad forever. All right, James. So yeah. Now this could be big for our fantasy draft.
So
if you get one more delay,
I'm torn. I'm kind of glad they delayed it because it will be better upon launch. So reviews should be better, but it's also closed the window. I don't have a whole lot of room left to spare. And if it gets delayed, I don't see it being delayed to like December. Right. If it's delayed again, it's going to be delayed to 23.
Q1, yeah.
So we'll see. But maybe that delay will work in my favor.
This is a game that I want to like, especially because at this point, Final Fantasy 16 is not coming out.
No, we've not heard a single thing.
Neither of us took that, right? I don't think. Because we both got scared off.
I may have, but it would have been like
your last
couple. Yeah.
Switch Online got their first major update in version 2.0. They now have a new design for the Switch Online NES and SNES games. You can also see what your friends are what friends are online and what they are playing. It only took them 4 years.
I took Final Fantasy 16 with my last pick.
Okay, well that was smart. No, that's fine. There's now a demo available for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm like, I could play Elden Ring or I could play Stupid Mouthful mode. I feel like this game...
It looks fun. I just don't... I don't know that I see myself doing it.
It's not for me, I don't think.
Yeah.
Epic Games, for some reason, acquired Bandcamp.
I don't know what that is.
So, before Patreon was a thing, like when Kinda Funny started out, like the Game Over Greggy show, you could either wait a week for the episodes to go live, or you could pay $1 on Bandcamp to download them. It's just a music or podcast like sharing platform.
Yeah.
That I don't know that anybody uses, but apparently Epic bought them. Epic also bought Harmonix, so they're going to do all Fortnite all the time with what I don't even understand this. This is the weirdest acquisition I've ever seen. Sifu has now sold over 1 million units. Are you going to play this?
I don't know.
I don't think I
not
am. Even with easy
soon.
mode. Even with easy mode, I don't think I'm playing this.
Yeah, not anytime soon.
Just give me TMNT for crying out loud. Guardians of the Galaxy is coming to Game Pass on March 10th. Back 4 Blood has hit 10 million total players with DLC coming in April. 10 million players doesn't mean that much because it was on Game Pass day one.
Right.
Steam Decks were apparently experiencing stick drift, but it was fixed with a firmware update. I don't know how. I saw some article and I didn't write it down, but like the fact that you can fix drift with a firmware update is so weird to me.
Yeah, if you can fix it with firmware, how was it even...
Right.
How did... Yeah, I don't know.
And the
I don't
Cuphead
pretend to understand how that works.
the Cuphead show has been renewed for a second season coming this summer. Some people were saying it's funny that you're saying this, but like that was already like that they could not already have a second season ready to go this summer. Like it was part 2 of season 1 basically. But whatever. Did you ever finish it?
I watched one episode and it was kind of funny, but like I don't know.
Casey liked it.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't understand the target audience. Like it's mostly for kids. I'm sure it's probably for people like Casey. Like I watched it and Kira watched it, and she just didn't care. She's like, "Can I watch something else?" I'm like, "Fine," but like, it's got that Looney Tunes kind of vibe to it, but it's not.
But it's also
Looney
kind of
Tunes.
creepy.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I watched like Bugs Bunny,
Yeah.
there would be nostalgia there. I'd be like, I can watch this. I know it's not meant for me, but
Even
like,
the new
this
Bugs
is
Bunny.
nostalgic. This, it's just like there's no story that I really care about. It looks cool, but I'd rather play a game that looks like that than just. There's something so cool about playing a game that looks like a cartoon, like a hand-drawn cartoon, versus just watching a hand-drawn cartoon. So I'm like, that it kind of goes out the window. Like you already,
Right.
the game was the cool
This
part.
is nothing special. The game is the cool
If
part.
the show came out and then they turn it into a game, that would be cool. But like again, I'd probably still care. Like I just don't get it. It wasn't like laugh out loud funny. It was just kind of it's Cuphead. Like, oh hey, I recognize that
there's
guy
no
from the
novelty
game.
when you're watching a show compared to when you're
Exactly.
playing it and making it move. I just realized neither of us picked Cuphead
Delicious
DLC.
course. Last course.
That's a big miss. Because it'll get its own rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode. We will be gone next week, but we will be back the week after, and hopefully we will have a new state of play to talk about. But, Sean, until that time, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.